Hey, are you literally doing everything you can to be better at this?
Hard work, work.
As a little teaser to the warm-up song. All right. Take two, you know what I mean? All right. Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going, huh? Welcome back to the warm-up podcast. If you're watching this right now, that means we figured out the technical difficulties, at least for this week, and we're doing a little bonus episode. So I'm going to try and rush home and get this out on the actual Wednesday. So episode 50, part 2, or episode 50 Redux. Anyways, hey, if you're listening for the first time, weird episode to hop in on, but you're listening to the warm-up podcast, where we're driving to the gymnasium and just letting a stream of consciousness go wild from a semi-pro stand-up comic. Who's that? That's me, Lou Michael. And we're working on it, everybody. You know, getting through it. Had COVID 10 days ago now? I don't know. It was rough. Still kind of getting over that. And then at the end of it, topped off a show weekend featuring one night and headlining another, which was rad, but you kind of feel bombed out after you're that sick. At least I do. So not my best performances. That's part of the showbiz. Part of showbiz is if you don't feel like doing a show, but you still got to do it, that kind of sucks. But, you know, it's cool because it's part of what makes it a job as well. You know, doing your job even when you don't feel like doing it. And like I said, if I ever get some serious success doing stand-up where that's my main job, way worse jobs to have out there. Not saying anybody else's job is bad, but let's be honest, we've all worked jobs that suck ass that we don't want to do forever. So anyways, guys, let's get into it. Season 2 Redux episode, because I love my warmies. That's the term we're sticking with, I guess, is the warmies. Pre-workout in a can. It was put there by a man in a factory downtown. We already had it yesterday, Tuesday, March 12th, now on the 13th. Going for it again. Monster, zero sugar, the green one, Ultra Paradise. I already gave it a score. I know how it tastes, so do you guys, but you know what? Let's do it again. Oh, god damn it. It's just so good. I like it. Monster, big Coca-Cola knows what they're doing to hook us, everybody. They got me good. So I'm going to give this on the new harsh rating. This is a 3.5 sit-ups out of 5. We'll definitely pre-workout again because I literally am today. But, you know, it's tasty. I like it. I think Monsters have 170 milligrams of Bang Bang in there. So it's a good amount of caffeine for a pre-workout. Should be enough, you know. Have I already had a couple cups of coffee today? Goddamn right I have. It wouldn't be a warm-up episode unless I was borderline manic on the amount of morning caffeine I had. So, do we have show notes? We did. Yeah. Shout-outs. I want to give a proper shout-out again to the Caro family, or rather James Page, Maya. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I got to headline in Kalamazoo at Louis Trophy House this last weekend. Shout out to Jared Hibbs who booked me. Appreciate you taking a chance on old Lou Michael being a new headliner. I've done it before. I've headlined before, but as I was capitulating to myself in the car yesterday, something about this last Friday's show kind of felt like the actual metamorphosis into headlining. And I don't know. Like I said, I've done it before, but just this show kind of felt like I was actually doing it. And like all new things, I don't think I was great at it. It's frustrating. God, I don't know. I know I joke a lot on stage sometimes that stand-up's easy. I also joke a lot that, and it's also the truth, like, if just being funny was the requisite for stand-up comedy, I feel like it would be such a funnier art form. But I don't know. My mediocrely funny ass is doing it, so we're figuring it out. And don't get me wrong, I feel like I have my moments, you know. But I do kind of hate the overall question when somebody's like, oh, you think you're funny? I'm like, yeah, sometimes, you know, like, and I'm also trying to study whatever the art form of like formulaic joke writing is, you know. How do you say something consistently over and over to a broad group of strangers and make it humorous to them? Some shit will just never be funny to some people, and that's part of it too, you know. I talk about that ad nauseum. I think the failures and the criticisms of stand-up, for me at any rate, is what really makes it feel like an art form, you know. To praise it and hold it in high regard, that doesn't feel like art. It feels like we're cheating at life. But in its criticism, I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely feels like an art form when we start to pick apart stand-up comedy and criticize it. I'm like, there it is, you know. So the subjectivity of it, it's not for everybody, blah, 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 bullshit. You guys all get it. But what sucks is it felt like a win to headline, and I wouldn't say I commanded the stage the whole time I was up there, but, you know, just learning to be on stage physically for 45 minutes or longer is fucking difficult in its own right. And that's something I remember appreciating even while I'm featuring. I'll watch headliners. I'm like, God damn, dude, I would get tired if I was up there for that long. And I did, you know. You kind of learn to do it. And when you don't have jokes like me, you tend to be physical and loud and boisterous. So it's a demanding hour. I should really write some jokes. It would probably make stand-up a lot easier, less physically demanding, that's for damn sure. But anyways, I don't know. It did kind of inspire me to get back into my notebook and get back to like writing. So I've been doing that every morning again. And that's how I can tell when I'm sloppy or like depressed about doing stand-up. I'm not writing. It's not easy. Or rather, it's easy to figure out why you don't feel good about it. It's very hard to get good at it. But you know, I think it's like a lot of us when we're feeling like shitty about something, and then you hold yourself up to the flame of scrutiny, and you're like, hey, are you literally doing everything you can to be better at this? And almost instantaneously, if you go, no, I'm fucking around, yeah, it's like, all right, come on, let's get back to the basics. Let's start going for it again. And honestly, one of the reasons I still love going to open mics all around the state and country, or like pre-booked showcases, is you see your friends or peers who are like in the zone again, they're writing again, or they're just like having fun on stage again. That stuff inspires me. I love seeing a buddy where you're like, ooh, they've been writing, or oh, they're in the zone. And honestly, like celebrating a buddy's new bit or just having a good time on stage can be like inspirational or you know, have a positive splash effect on me at any rate. Don't get me wrong, being green with envy when you're in the zone and wanting to dominate in a competitive sense, I think also, you know, it serves its purpose. But yeah, right now I'm just like, oh yeah, clap for the buddies, you know, clap for the buddies, clap for the wins for the other folk out there. It's only 52 weekends in a year, everybody. You gotta gobble up them spots. Fuck everybody, you know what I mean? Fuck all that noise. All right, we got show notes. It's the afternoon, so I'm not as easy on that stream of consciousness. But I kind of wanted to have some fun. Again, I've been trying to get back into some hobbies, you know. And I don't know if you can consider video gaming a hobby, but there's a new game in the zeitgeist right now where I'd be shocked if you hadn't even heard of it. But maybe it's just my algorithm and my self-fulfilling prophecy of everybody's had to have heard this because of my confirmation bias. But a game called Helldivers 2 is out right now, and holy shit, I haven't played a video game in a long time that like took me back to the high school era of like just gaming with the boys and just giggling at silly, stupid nonsense. And I will say, like, if you're somebody who enjoys a fuck around shooter, or just like a good time, low competitive but super fun sci-fi shooter. Helldivers 2 is for you. But what sucks is when I was in high school, there wasn't like as much of the political turmoil or like every single day identity crisis that I feel royally we're all part of. Because it's like, I was riffing around before I turned the camera on, you know, the old stupid saying right now, like, nobody wants to work anymore. It's like, oh, also nobody wants to have fun anymore. Because it seems like the minute something is just, you know, fun, people start to pick apart the flavor that it's made of. And it's, you know, Helldivers 2 has heavily satirical and ironic overtones of fascism under the guise of democracy. And it's colorful. It's in your face, bombastic, much like Paul Verhoeven's 1997's Starship Troopers. And at the time, I don't think the world got Verhoeven. I still think it's tough to understand Paul Verhoeven, but the biting satire at the time, I think, just sailed over most people's heads, and it was received as a schlocky, fun, you know, shoot 'em up sci-fi movie with, you know, dumb hot kids. Which, what's wrong with that in its own right? You know, if you're not going to get the biting satire at face value, it's still a fun flick. And I would say that for Helldivers 2. But now people seem to want to be like meta analyzing it. I'm like, just stop, you know? Just stop. Just have fun with it. The political civil war, literal civil war in World War III, the powder keg ain't going to be in tabletop gaming or sci-fi war lore or video gaming. You know, it's going to start with personal people spilling over into, you know, other people's to use a burn after reading term. It's gonna happen when you fuck with other people's shit, man. You gotta stop fucking with other people's shit, man. Oh no, afternoon smoke break guy. I don't want to run you over. You're my pal. I want you to be okay. You know, we all got the grimace in the afternoon. Hey, buddy. Love the smoke break, gang. All right, so we made it to the gymnasium, #1 fitness podcast out there, the warm-up podcast. This one had more of a cool-down tone, but you know how it is. #1 fitness podcast in the world. Going to leave you guys with some fitness knowledge. Being as violently ill as I was, like so many times with my knee injury, or other times I've been aggressively ill for like a week or more. Excuse me. I kind of use it as a reset to see, you know, hey, am I actually taking care of my body, or am I punishing it, you know, through like not as prevalent self-harm, not techniques, but what do people call self-harm stuff? I don't know. Like all things, you know, you can do it to excess, including exercise. And I definitely, you know, with all my over-the-counter crutches I use to battle the demons I got, exercise has definitely been one of them. You know, lifting heavy, leaving the gym feeling absolutely beat to shit. And, you know, that can feel good. The endorphins feel good, and you feel like you did something. But I've noticed, you know, in my fitness journey over the last half decade, it just beats me up. You know, it's almost too much. And I'm not saying I'm a beast or anything. I'm just saying for my life, I've been, you know, doing 1 to 2 hour workouts almost every day for the last 15 years. And sometimes I'm in great shape and I feel awesome. And other times I you know, it feels like I'm using it as a crutch. And so I've been inspired by people that are older than me who are in great shape. And what do I look at? They're doing, you know, their exercises. Hey, Steve, good old boss over there. The exercises they're doing, how they're eating, and the lifestyle they're living. And I'm like, yeah, I want to go to the gym, and I want to play, and I want to be fit, and I want to have my muscle, and I want to be strong. But I don't want to be so fucked up that I can't do anything else the rest of the day, or I literally don't have energy. You know, that's no longer, excuse me, that's no longer the type of fitness I want to strive for. So now, I joked around about Jason Statham in the corrupted file that didn't get to go through, but it's like, you gotta have a workout where you hit it like a stick of dynamite. 45 minutes to 75 minutes intensity, but you leave the gym with a little extra in the tank. You know, it's something like that. And those are the workouts I'm gonna try and start having, where, you know, I might do 1 or 2 movements really heavy, and then just the rest of the time work on mobility, fun, playing, getting a sweat on, and then leaving the gym feeling energized instead of absolutely beat to shit. So yeah, you know, there's some actual fitness knowledge for y'all this week on the old warm-up podcast. And like I said, I hated that I had to be bombed out and very ill to feel that way again, or to feel like I needed to do a reset. But you know what? Until the good Lord takes us home forever, sometimes those illnesses are in fact blessings in disguise to do a little bit of, you know, soul searching. Also, I know I'm getting very biblical here. I'm agnostic as fuck. But you know what? In times, you feel the shiver down your spine. We're like, oh God, there is a God. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, lightning strikes a little too close. You're like, oh God, I'll pray for a couple of days and then I'll forget about you and then go, oh no. But anyways, all right. Warm-up song this week. Warm-up podcast playlist available on Spotify just under my name. You guys know it. You love it. There's people already. Oh, that's Helldiving with the Boys. There is a Helldivers playlist on there that I was fucking around making. There it is. Warm-up podcast playlist. The one from yesterday from the video file that was corrupted was Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. Fucking love that song. Adds inches to your penis, proverbially or metaphorically. If you don't have a penis, you know, it's going to do something for you regardless. Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. But today's, as the bonus episode, bonus song, is Broken Boy by Cage the Elephant. They're both right there on the warm-up podcast playlist. God, I hope this video didn't get corrupted. We did it. Afternoon ramble. Finish the rest of this. We're going to have a good one. All right. Bye, everybody. Okay, bye. All right. Hope you're warmed up. That's it. I forgot to say. I hope you're warmed up, you know, if not for the gym, for life. Whatever you're doing. All right. Good luck. Love you. Bye.